All right, everybody, welcome into No Such Time. And in this video today, I want to talk a little bit about something big that just happened. I saw it. I was like, this is going to actually change a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. And it does take place around, revolve around a hobby that I do, but in a sense, it's more of the exchange side of things. Now, what do I mean by that, you say? Well, I I've been buying crypto little by little. And I'm seeing a lot of success out of crypto, and I'm seeing a lot of success out of the stock market. Now I have a few pieces of stock, but more crypto than anything right now, because crypto seems to be the one that does the best for me, in my opinion. But I have some other forms of stock. I'm not going to name them here. I'm not going to talk too much about what I actually have. But I will say, if you look at Cash App right now, it has actually improved. It's changed, and there's a lot of options on there that made it more accessible for it to be an actual bank of some sort. And it made it easier for you to purchase crypto, and it also made it easier for you to purchase stock on there as well. So Cash App is has turned into something more of a let's be everything financial kind of thing. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, I will say that, but I've witnessed crypto, do particularly well over the past week. I think mostly because I'm buying it little by little each day, but not only that, I've seen people online talk about it. Um, Two particular figures on X, which I follow, which my old X is gone, and I'm having to rebuild a new X, which I'm doing well on that. So if you're curious about that, I will take you and show you where that is later on. But let's talk more about the story at hand. So I saw this go up a little while ago. Now, I saw this go up a little bit ago today. I reposted it and just think it's amazing and pretty big to be exact. Now, GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen discusses Bitcoin acquisition. Now, earlier when I saw this post, if we go to GameStop, which I'm going to go back to that video because I want to watch that video with you guys, but right here it stated GameStop has purchased 4,710 Bitcoin, which is extremely a lot. So I'm expecting the market to take a boost. But with all this said and done, we can also take a look at this video, and I want to see what he has to say here.
What's up, everybody? It's David Bailey from BTC Inc., and I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Ryan Cohen from GameStop. What's up, Ryan?
What's up? How are ya?
Doing well, man. I'm enjoying these Bitcoin prices. How about you?
It's all good.
Well, let's get started. We're talking innovative corporate strategies. We're talking pioneering new paths. Um,
Now, I went into this with this idea that we're going to see few changes within purchasing items, particularly with Bitcoin in general. I'm expecting more things related towards Bitcoin, like a system out of this that is created where you buy stuff and you get Bitcoin in return. Sort of like when you buy a video game, you get a little bit of Bitcoin in return for your purchase. That's the way I've been seeing Bitcoin as a whole, and I've seen it, and I'm doing mining, so sometimes you put a little bit in and you get a little bit back actually. So there's a particular trade system to this, but let's listen to what he has to say.
you turned GameStop around from a dying business to a thriving business. How'd you do it?
When I took over, the company was a piece of crap and losing a lot of money. The company was under a lot of pressure, moving from physical games to digital downloads. So you had to cut costs. You had to cut costs.
So yeah, he did actually do a lot of rebuilding for GameStop, so I will give this guy a lot of props for that. He did a really good job and really awesome job at rebuilding GameStop as it is today. People had at one point said GameStop was dying, and when people were saying that, it just bloomed again. And that's the thing about publicity. There's a reverse psychology to it, where if you're talking about if you're talking bad about something, it's gonna grow and it's gonna bloom into something huge. And that's what people don't think about this. Like there's a lot of negative talk about around crypto, which I will show you guys here in a bit. But let's continue to watch.
uh, very aggressively and bring in fiscal discipline, and we did. And retail is a tough business, but it was a big focus on getting costs under control. You've got a lot of macro headwinds going against the company. You have a move from physical games to digital downloads, and we needed to get the costs under control, and also shift the business from being so reliant on video games, um, to collectibles, which we've done. And so now there's a big focus on trading cards. We're doing grading in a bunch of stores, and we're selling a lot of trading cards, both in sports and TCG. Uh,
So trading cards actually are a good place for you to I know some people won't say it, but it's a good place to invest your money. And the reason I call it an investment is because it gains money after a while. And at one point you guys saw on my channel here, I was collecting Pokemon cards. I don't do it now. Who knows if I'll get back into it. I do still like Pokemon, by the way. I like video gaming, and that's why I thought this was really cool and huge that GameStop did this. So, but yeah, if you want to find another way to invest your money, you go to trading cards because that's another good place and another good spot to invest your money.
um, but the company today is profitable in the U.S., and we've gotten our costs under control. You had a lot of uh, you had a lot of executives and directors that were very short-sighted, and effectively they were making decisions that were what they call in corporate America in good corporate governance, which is effectively screwing shareholders. So we got rid of all of that nonsense, and we focused on running the business profitably.
Well, you also made some news about what, a month ago or so, that you raised some money that you might use to buy Bitcoin. I guess the $1 million question that everyone wants to know is, has GameStop bought Bitcoin?
We have we have bought Bitcoin.
Ooh, okay, how much?
We have we currently own 4,710 Bitcoins.
Let's go. Let's go. So tell us about that. Why did GameStop decide to buy Bitcoin?
It was if the thesis is correct, then Bitcoin and gold as well can be a hedge against global currency devaluation and systemic risk.
And yes, he's right. There's actually people I've talked to outside of the channel about this. And if you go back to some of my old videos, I have talked about it where gold is on the rise, silver's on the rise, all these precious metals, and then cryptocurrency is also on the rise. You guys saw that a few months back. I'm still collecting silver and I'm still collecting I'm started to collect cryptocurrency because these are genuinely good places for your money to be, considering the fact that the American dollar has been dying down a little bit. I haven't really looked too much into it, but it's just it is a dying thing, and there's a lot of people that have told me about it, and it's also the reason people are doing this is because this also defeats the big banks that we been trying to clear out and that take our money. So when you look at it as a whole, it is a great idea to be doing all this, and that's why he's doing it. Because the stock exchange is naturally attached to all these big banks, and that's why when I look at this as a whole, I'm doing a lot of great things with my money right now. And if you have been paying attention to the news, we're going to be getting more money soon, which is a different story because Donald Trump placed a bill to take income tax away. But that's a different story. So let's get into the rest of this.
Bitcoin has certain unique advantages compared to gold. The portability aspect of it, it's instantly transferable across the globe, whereas gold is bulky and very expensive to ship. The authenticity, it's instantly verified via the blockchain. The storage, you can easily secure Bitcoin in a wallet, whereas gold requires insurance and it's very expensive. There's the scarcity element of it as well. Um, there's a fixed supply of Bitcoin, whereas with gold, certain technological advances, the supply of gold is still uncertain. And then ultimately, there's the asymmetric upside. Gold is a more mature market. It's roughly around 20 trillion of market capitalization, whereas Bitcoin today is about 2 trillion. And if the thesis is correct, then ultimately Bitcoin becomes digital gold, adopted, then there's more upside. But we'll see what happens. Nobody has a crystal ball, but that's the current thesis.
Well, congratulations. And I feel like GameStop is the ultimate meme stock and Bitcoin is the ultimate meme money. And if you combine the two, you get a meme super cycle. So, what's next for GameStop and Bitcoin? Are you going to buy more Bitcoin? Is this the next micro strategy, the next Meta Planet, or even better?
We're not going to call our shots in advance, um, for obvious reasons, but
See, what he's just said there is he's like, I'm not going to call my shots in advance. That is the way you play this game. Okay? With crypto, gold, and silver. I'm not going to call the shots in advance because you don't want everybody to know what you're doing behind the scenes. But I will say, behind the scenes, I've been very, very quiet about all this. I do talk to people about all this, but it's people that know the markets and understand what they're talking about as opposed to an average Joe on the street. There are people who are these gold investors, are silver investors, are people invested in these stock markets and the crypto market. And I talk to these people knowing that it's going to be a good place for me to hold my money and have it in the next like 20 years or when I decide to retire. So that's why I'm doing this.
GameStop is following GameStop's strategy. We're not following anyone else's strategy.
Okay. So to summarize, embrace the GameStop theory. I like it. So final question. The world is watching right now. Everyone at the conference is watching this interview. We probably have 10 million, 50 million people on the live stream. What is the message you'd like to send the global Bitcoin community and everyone who's watching this interview right now?
No pressure. No pressure. um, don't follow GameStop. Make your own decisions independently. It's my message. Just do whatever you're comfortable with.
Don't trust, verify. Let's go. Well,
Exactly.
Ryan, thank you for hopping on. Congratulations on your Bitcoin buy. To many more. Let's go. Thank you.
YOLO.
YOLO.
All right, and there you have it. I think you made a good and wise decision. People in the comment sections are not too fond of this, so let's take a look at the comment section and see what's being said. So I'm gonna look here real quick and see what's going on. Oh, that's not. I don't want to leave a comment. So, what is going on? I did it again. All right, let's go in here. All right, so let's see. Okay, it's muted. So, let's take a look at some of these comments. Why is this guy a C? It's like they. Okay, so this one. What happens when Bitcoin tanks in the next 4 years? I don't foresee Bitcoin tanking because these people obviously don't understand that cash is at its lowest point right now. It honestly, and I've told this to a bunch of people. I was like, we're getting ready to transition over to gold, and you can argue with me against that all you want, but gold and Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are the gold, silver, and all these precious metals. The cryptocurrency, they're all the way to go next, and that's why you kind of just want to like start to invest in those. And like I said, if you want to start to invest, it's best to go to your Cash App or anything like that. So let me get back to the big screen. All right, so there you go. There you have it. I do think he is doing a really good job as CEO. He's made some really wise decisions since he pulled them out of the pits of hell, which is figuratively speaking. But it's more like this is the way the future is going to be, and nobody wants to particularly try to understand that, and that's why you see a lot of people arguing. And that's how you know these are usually good choices. When people start arguing a bit with you about something, or people being like, "Well, what happens?" and just have a negative thought on it. Trust me, there's a reverse psychology to it. You know what to do. You know what you're doing. So, all right. And with that said, guys, I will see you in the next video. I don't know when that'll be. It'll be very soon. And in the future, I'm going to have more stuff up from my theme park where I work and just have you guys enjoy some stuff from there. In the meantime, though, take it easy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.